police, 911. Where's your emergency?
Yeah, my daughter is missing.
10-year-old Zahra Baker, presumed murdered.
A homicide investigation.
There's no body yet.
It's Harbor County 911.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
I need police.
What an incriminating 9/11 call.
I got off this a little while ago, and it appears that they took my daughter instead of my boss's daughter.
Casual, disconnected father and stepmother.
Stepmother Elisa Baker has reportedly been brought out to a new search area today.
My daughter's, I think, coming into puberty, so she's in that brooding stage.
What 10-year-old broods? He even laughs.
What do you think happened to Zahra?
I don't know.
We need somebody outside the immediate family.
No one has seen your daughter since 2:30 this morning?
No.
He seems very lackadaisical about it.
Everybody knows more than I do.
I'm looking at the lyrics of her favorite song that you hear as soon as you log onto her MySpace. It's called Living Dead Girl. Crawl on me, sink into me, die for me, living dead girl. Blood on her skin, dripping with sin, do it again, living dead girl. It goes on and on and on. Okay, Dr. Janet Taylor, psychiatrist, joining us out of New York. Help me out, Janet.
Oh, she's just a psychopath. Stepmommy is too good for her. She is a step monster. She has no remorse. It's all about herself. She's blaming other people. Poor Zahra, just to live in that house of horrors must have been terrible.
You know, I want to go back to Mark Class. Mark, what can we learn other than an in-depth look at who this woman really is? But what can we learn about the life Zahra was leading?
Well, I think the doctor just said it. I mean, this woman is just evil through and through. Her favorite songs seemed to fantasize about what she wanted to do to this poor little child. She seemed to have the perfect foil in the husband, the perfect foil or the perfect partner, and together they've managed to destroy a precious little life, and now all this woman seems to be able to do is to think about herself. What they need to do is they need to find a reason to rearrest him. They have to separate them, they have to divide and conquer them, and that can best be done with an expert interrogator. It shouldn't take long. These are not smart people. They have misstepped every step of the way through this, and it won't be long, I believe, until the truth comes out.
To Paul Benzone, former Sergeant Phoenix PD, child advocate. Paul, I thought that when the prosthetic leg, Zahra's prosthetic leg, was found discarded on a county road in some overgrown brush, that would crack the case. What's the holdup, Paul?
I don't know. You know, when I saw that on your show, I felt the same way. I think what they have to do is go back to the beginning, something that went on early in the investigation. They did a lot of investigating, talking to people who had been around Zahra and his family prior to this incident. That's going to be critical to establishing if they're not able to find this poor little girl, her body, and prove how the murder occurred from that aspect. They have to show the abuse and the behavior that went on prior to her missing, because they're going to have to try them possibly without a body, and that would be a very difficult circumstance. So that's the part of the investigation that's so critical right now.
Joining us also is Dr. Lee Vinokur, University of Maryland School of Medicine, joining us out of Maryland. Dr. Vinokur, thank you for being with us.
My pleasure.
Doctor, the leg, the prosthetic leg, how difficult would it be to have destroyed it?
Well, it depends the material that it was made of. I'm assuming it was one of those composite plastic legs, and they're pretty tough. But obviously, you could probably put it through a chipper, hack it up. I mean, they are pretty tough, but there are ways to destroy it. It sounds like they just tried to discard it, and they all have serial numbers, whether they're hidden inside the leg or on the outside. So you can always trace it back, and every patient that gets one, the serial number is put on their chart. So.
We are taking your calls out to Jennifer in Minnesota. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, dear. What's your question?
I want to know if Adam Baker has a criminal record in Australia. And I also want to say that I think that he and Elisa are extremely selfish for bringing her over here.
I agree. She was so happy in Australia with her grandmother. To Natisha Lance, what do we know about his history, if any?
Well, we don't know about him having a criminal history in Australia, but we do know about him having a criminal history in the States, and he was arrested on some of those charges for passing bad checks and things of that nature. But also, Nancy, Adam Baker was back at his home today. He was there with his attorney taking pictures in the backyard. He was there for about 2 hours, and his attorney says that this is all just part of the process. Now, when he was there also, there were people in the neighborhood who were yelling at him, shouting at him, saying that now he is the one who should also be in jail.
Back to the lawyers. Doug Burns, New York. Hugo Rodriguez, also joining us out of Miami. Hugo, what compels these people to write long letters? Of course, I'm thrilled that they do, from behind bars.
They're not doing themselves any service. You know, we have her writing the threatening kidnap letter, and now she's writing this. Either she's very smart or she's very stupid.
What about it, Doug Burns?
Well, it's more psychiatric than it is legal. I mean, it's totally an ill-advised legal course. It creates all kinds of state-of-mind issues, as Gene and others explained throughout the show. And there's just no way you want to be writing letters that indicate you know what happened, you know chronologies, you know the father knows specifically. It's terrible, and it's mostly psychiatric.
But, you know, Jane Casares, what's interesting to me is the point that you brought out. She's placing herself there at the time of the killing. And, you know, based on this and finding the prosthetic leg, and if that mattress turns up with Zahra's DNA on it in the form of blood, they've got a murder case.
That's right. And for somebody that says they haven't found the body, well, that prosthetic leg was her body. That was her leg. That's what she used every day to walk.
And also, David Lohr, crime reporter, AOLnews.com, who got a hold of these letters that have been extremely revealing. How much do you think these letters are going to go for online?
You know, it's really hard to say. There's actually a lot of people out there that collect this type of thing. And one thing I'd like to add is when we talked to the Sheriff's Department or the Hickory Police Department today to try and confirm that she had sent these letters, they said basically what's in them is the same thing she's sending out the other people. They're getting photocopies of everything.
I don't understand what the holdup is in the arrest. Out to the lines, Vicki, North Carolina. Hi, Vicki.
Hi, Nancy. I was just wondering, the father, could he be arrested also for obstruction of justice since he made the 911 call?
Jane Casares, what about it?
Sure.
She's right. She's
Sure.
right. The ransom note was written by the stepmother. The phone call, they're saying that's obstruction, but why not on Adam Baker?
Well, I think he definitely could be charged with that. You know, Nancy, these letters really changed the course of things because all fingers have been pointed at her. She's now pointing all fingers at him. So we have to look at party to a crime, a conspiracy. We have to look at both of them participating.
Back to the lines. Valerie in Georgia. Hi, Valerie.
Hi, Nancy.
Hi, dear. What's your question?
Well, I want to thank you for everything that you do. And my question is, when the dad called 911 and stated that his daughter was missing and that it was supposed to be his boss's daughter instead of his daughter, was the boss's daughter spending the night at their house? And has anybody spoke to his boss?
What about it, Natasha Lance? I don't believe anyone was spending the night there.
They were not spending the night, Nancy. The boss was called. They did appear with the daughter. The boss and the daughter did show up at the home to prove to police that it was not his daughter who was abducted.
If anyone wants to see copies of the letters, if you go to my YouTube channel and go under Zahra Claire Baker News Reports, excuse me, for 11/2/10, there are links there to get you to the letters.